everybody, Captain Dave Schneider, It's a Guide's Life, coming to you live from South Bay, Florida, I guess. I'm out on Lake Okeechobee. Hey, I got Nick and his lovely lady Carrie. Say, hey guys.
Hey guys.
Oh, they did it good. Because these are 2 years in a row. Veterans. Listen. We've been fishing together all day today. Actually, you know what? The bite has not been super duper good, but we've caught our fish. I think we boated 10 or maybe 10 or 11 collectively between the two. Carrie's got one that's almost 5 pounds. It's 4 and probably 5, probably 410, 412, which is our big fish for the day. But we managed to work it out. We found an area up in here where the fish are. There's fish that are spawning, a whole bunch of white bellies and all that kind of thing. But listen, I said this in my lake report the other day, and I'm going to stand by it right now. You run a risk anytime you come back into some of these backwater areas now. Now I'm going to tell you right where we are. We are right inside a Boy Scout cut. We've been on our trolling motor for a half a mile, and I'm just trying to get into water that I can get up on step and get out of. And that's the dilemma with the lake at this point. The fish that are shallow, that are catchable, are getting harder and harder to get to. So you got to keep that in mind. We got to start putting that mid or early summer mentality together. When that lake gets down around 12 feet, 13, or 12 to 11 feet, we're close. We're coming to that, guys. I want to say the official depth was 12.2 or 3 or something like that. But the lake is fishing more shallow than that. It seems more shallow than that. There's a lot of areas that even when John Tavano and I were together last weekend, where we went in and couldn't get out of. We literally got out. I think I said this last week, but we literally got out of the boat and had to push it. And you don't want to push your boat around on Lake Okeechobee if you can help it. Having said that, I'll go back and I'll come back to what I said before. I came south specifically because I knew there were fish down here and I thought we could get to them. But the water north of here, up and above Uncle Joe's, the water up there is really nice. It's clean. I just wasn't on a really good school of fish up there, and I wanted to make sure I gave my guests a chance at a really nice fish today. I didn't want to kind of go out and just practice fish with them in the boat. So I came to what I knew we had, and we had a good time. Now listen, Nick, you've been with me every year, 4 years now. Yep. Nick has come every year. He was in part of that first year that I fished here. You split the guide trip with the dude. Yeah. Do you remember his name? He was right, yeah. It was the craziest thing. Somebody wanted to check into the marina, and 2 guys wanted to share a guide trip.
It was Ricky something.
Ricky, yeah. We had a blast. We caught some fish. Yeah, we actually came down here one time too, didn't we? And we fished one of the dynamite holes down here, I remember. But we were on fish in the rim ditch back then, and all over the place. And since then, Nick and I and his guests have caught fish all over the place. And last year, I think we fished in Clewiston last year, because I remember we fished out in East Wall last year. And we got on. We had a little spot right there. We got on pretty good. And so last year East Wall, this year no East Wall. Guys, as far as the artificial bite's concerned, there were a lot of fishermen in the area that we were in. They're all throwing. We saw a spinnerbait being thrown. We saw a few fish being caught. Nothing big. We easily caught the biggest fish that I saw anywhere near. But at one point there were probably 8 or 10 boats in our immediate vicinity. Anyway, just letting you know, more than anything, guys, get out and fish. If you want to really be safe in the water, you're sure you know where you're going or whatnot. If you're not sure you know where you're going, go above Uncle Joe's. There's good water up there. The water's really nice and clean as you work through the Kissimmee grass and into the bulrushes. Now, bulrush, remember, that's the round reeds versus the flat cattails, okay? In case you don't know. The other reason I'm vlogging right now is because we're still waiting to get back there so I can get the boat out of the water. I still don't have depth on my transducer here yet, so last time I stuck the pole in, it was only about 1.5 feet, and I need about 2 and change to not mud my motor to death. So, guys, that's the other thing too. Don't do that to your equipment. I mean, take the time. I told you, John Tavano, we smashed up his prop trying to get out of something like this last week, and of course that was John's boat. Captain Dave's not doing that with his boat. I'm just kidding, John. Lighten up. All right, now listen. Just do me a favor, guys. By the way, if you are going flipping, black and blue is really good. If you go north, black and blue is really good. That was probably the best color we fished with. Down here, the water's fairly, I'd call it not clean is what I would call it. But there's fish spawning in it. And here with artificials, I think a topwater is probably really good in the morning, like a Zero Spook, or not a Zero Spook, like a Devil's Horse, that kind of stuff. Those baits have been good at this end of the lake recently, so don't be afraid to try something with a couple of prop baits on it, or I guess props on the bait. That's what I wanted to say. But in any case, other than that, swimming worms have been all right, but you're either fishing fast or fishing slow. Dark colored flukes are really good. Usually I like to put that little tiny Gary, I call it the Gary long rig, that little tiny 16th ounce weight, maybe up to an 1/8 ounce at the most, in front of the fluke. Peg it about 3 inches away, gives your fluke a lot of action, and that bait's flat out been catching fish. Captain Dave Schneider, it's a guide's life. See you later, fellas, ladies. They're good sports, huh? We'll talk to you soon.